I want to ask a little bit about your process. So when you get a script, like, and then we can use Waltzing with Brando as an example.
Yep.
Talk to me about how you read a script. And what do you read a scene and think about, like, oh, I could do a dolly here, I could do a this or that. I mean, where does the job of the director split from the job of DP?
Well, it's probably multiple passes, right?
Yeah,
I mean, of course, yeah.
That's the big one. Is the first read is always just story. Like,
Yep.
I just want to, like, how do I connect with this story or do not connect with this story? That's the first one, and I really try to shut that cinematographer brain off, because inevitably it comes up like, oh, that's a
You
moment.
just got to
to,
take
like,
it in
like,
at first.
after that initial conversation, then it's going back and reading the script 2 more times, and then at that point, ideally you're hired, and then what I do is a script breakdown, and that's extremely time intensive. It's kind of like I equate it to cramming for an exam, to where you're doing a breakdown, and in that breakdown, and I stole this from a famous cinematographer. I can't remember his name right now. He did that Charlize Theron movie where she dressed as like a
monster.
Can't remember his name, but he does this, and he does a breakdown, and I took it from it. In that breakdown, it's like, scene header, day, night, page count, basic synopsis of that scene, and for every single scene, and then you do a why is this relative to the story. So like usually it's where you're coming from and where you're going, and then what's the key thing here for me as a cinematographer. Whether that's a technical thing or story thing, and then a technical notes, whether it's a lighting thing or a camera. It's like, okay, this is a still scene. Like the next one is when it's going to have a big blow up.
Yeah.
So it's really important that we stay small here so that we leave room for that to go big later. Or if it's any interdepartment notes, visual effects or art or whatever it is, or stunts. Like there's a driving car in this scene. So it's like my little like blueprint for the entire movie.
Yeah.
And then I can take those scenes, and I learn the movie inside and out through doing that process.
Well, of course.
That's like,
And does every DP do this?
probably not.
Yeah.
I
It's
find,
like what a line producer does, or an AD.
Totally.
yeah.
But
and-
I love the
entire
like,
breakdown.
what is this, how do you enter the scene? How do you exit the scene? What does that play into the story? I mean, all of that
because to me,
is a very different way of looking at it.
yeah. And this is an interesting thing because I have heard, obviously I'm a cinematographer and I work with directors, so I don't work on other sets that are not mine, but I've heard from director friends that, whether we can't do a project together, and they go, oh, this cinematographer they didn't care about story at all. Like they just wanted to be like, what's the next shot? And they weren't a collaborator in that process of like for me, like I want to be involved in that process because one, I know how difficult making a feature film is.
Yeah.
And as a director, you need people to lean on.
Yeah.
Because you're inevitably going to get to a point where you're
spent. You don't know what to do
producers
next.
come like,
and-
hey, so that location we're supposed to go to tomorrow, that's gone away.
Yeah.
And we need to figure out a creative solution to that. And it's just like, wow,
Yeah.
you know, and but there's still the rest of the day it's got to get shot. So, they're trying to creatively solve that. And especially on independent films, I mean, that is commonplace.
Par for the course. Yeah.
Yeah. And so needing to be that foundation where you can lean on and be like, hey, these 2 shots here, if we can combine this with $1, or these 3 shots we owe, if we do 1 dolly move here, it's more impactful, and we combine 3 setups in one, and this can save us 20 minutes. Great, I got a problem solved, do that.